A review of the horror game Unholy. Mother without a sense of rage. Impressions from Unholy have been positive, albeit muted. The plot is intriguing. The desperate protagonist accepts the offer of stranger to return her dead son from an alternative world known as Eternal City. The plot is intriguing but then deviates into predictable areas, revealing her motives for joining the cult alongside Gabriel before she decided to flee from his grasp. It was too late, and the supernatural journey began. The transition from the real world to the world of Unholy is carried out with the help of a ritual, during which Dorothea burns memorabilia. But the journey is completely linear, journeyed by the needs of the story and the ever-increasing unfolding of the mysteries of both places. Guided by the needs of the story and the ever-increasing unfolding of the mysteries of both places, pleasantly slow-motion reality jumps merrily between psychological horror and episodic jumps, providing a pleasant descent into horror and madness that is never fully released. And instead a world of bliss is chosen where Solid Snake would feel at home. One of Unholy's problems is that the design alternates between smart and overly clunky. When you follow the rhythms and navigate your surroundings, this is perfectly acceptable, except when you can see a ledge you can climb up or a hole you can climb into, and sometimes an invisible wall confuses your efforts. There are also other problems with stealth. Girls run along walls and other obstacles. Ignore mines exploding right in front of them. Also shots flying by. Even the process of going down the stairs has its drawbacks. Dorothea constantly looks up, not paying attention to that ghost may be waiting for us right below. Signs Unholy restrict your movements by allocating a few places where you can climb or climb. There is no room for experimentation and improvisation, forcing you to plan a route according to the few possibilities available. Dishonored definitely doesn't have that. Emotion management. Stealth play a big role in your escapes in the Eternal City, but you will find a few gadgets to help you, albeit in a limited way. With a supernatural slingshot, four modes can be found and used, which are essentially different types of ammo. Anger breaks objects in the environment, shocks destroy switches, sadness creates a cloud of smoke that makes it difficult for enemies to see, and desire pulls enemies to a specific location. One of the problems is that the choice of the type of animation is carried out not with a single keystroke, but with the help of a cyclic enumeration. At the most crucial moment, this becomes fuel for chaos, when you mistakenly choose an emotion that will not help you and the goals are approaching. The situation is aggravated by the slow rate of fire, which is not greatly facilitated by the extremely basic skill tree. Since enemies will kill you in a couple of hits, sometimes when you are trying to get away from the first one and you don't have a melee attack, the only resources is to lure them into a mine, which can end up killing you if you are not careful. Unholy's vibe has its moments, backed up by sound design that's ambitious by chords and tension. Dorothea's accelerated breathing is interesting to listen to. Also, it drags on for a long time, and not entirely successful when hiding in a locker, but the logics for a game, right? Wooden acting during scenes and general clumsy work with a voice that often chews on the scenery do not help the game. Outcome. Unholy started off right, with a premise not too far removed from today's horror films. The predictable madness doesn't seem quite right, as the world is just an ordinary city in ruins and an excuse to add broken stealth elements to what could have been a full-blown narrative mystery. It's in a game that works best when it's not trying to tick boxes left and right, but once you set foot in the Eternal City, it drags on at slow pace and rewards you with constant death and frustration. It may be a mother struggle, but turning it into a player struggle is not exactly what horror games should be about.